happy. Do you know where we can go to? So last week when we recorded a podcast, I referenced the fact that I was happy to see this documentary about to hit our airwaves in it. So Link Up TV decided, I don't know whose decision it was, but shout out to whoever decided to do this.
Big move.
Sit down. I wouldn't say sit down like a go to the ends type thing. Documentary C Biz.
Yeah.
And the promo clip at the time was obviously him and his ends, old school footage, and like towards the end of the promo clip, kind of referencing the whole big controversy when the jewels went missing, whatever, and you know, and I like the fact that he was going to address that in it. So I like crud in it, so that kind of drew me in it. So I was like, cool. Documentary comes out now, just under an hour long, and we get a real backstory on like his come up, like the true like essence of what this thing is when it comes to guys from a certain lifestyle trying to make it out via music. And I don't think you get a lot of honesty at times from UK artists.
Yeah, and that's definitely honesty.
Yeah,
that's like jeopardize your, you know, not your safety, but obviously to do something like that, you already know, like, there's a possibility there could be feds at my door next week trying to bring something up from years ago that a man's mentioned now. You get me? So that means a man's basically gone through that risk to put the truth on the streets. You get me? And from what man's seeing, it's like, don't get twisted, I wouldn't even say a man's glamorizing it, but a man's just showing the reality. He's not encouraging.
There was a little glamour in there though. Biz loves
obviously that's just the money side. A man could glamorize getting money in hella different ways, innit? But it's not like he's there saying, yo, get a pack, hit the trap, take an L, smoke it, make it back, or what, you know what I mean? It's not like he's encouraging.
That's quite these bars.
No, but you get me, like, no, listen, it's true though, you get me, like, he's not telling man, go out there,
smoke an L, take an L,
you know what it is,
bring it back, sell a pack.
I've got bare artists, they're kind of, I wouldn't even say they're encouraging, innit, but it's like, if
it almost make it sound too sexy,
you know what I mean, like, and it's like, you're not giving like the youngsters the reality of what comes with the stuff. You get what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, even as young as I am, the sort of shit I've seen or what I've been through and that, because of this sort of stuff, is like, I'll be real, I wouldn't even go recommend it on the next man or on a young G like that, you know what I mean? I'll just tell man, listen, make your money, just stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? 100%.
Yeah, I like you said that, because we all remember when was it the Game's Mind when he was at his hottest and he went jail.
That messed him
and
up.
I like the fact we finally got to hear, like, okay, cool, going in jail is bad in itself and you're away from your family, loved ones, a lifestyle, but at the height of when things are popping for you, you're not even outside. But he spoke on the losses, being in jail, losing a sister to cancer.
That's so
I was never
sad,
aware of
man.
that before, innit? But like, we need to, like,
and it's, you know how many man didn't even know that, and then to know something like that, that's when you start feeling remorse, or you start feeling a man's pain. Even if you are a man's pagan and you got problems with a guy, you're thinking, I did actually make Donny go jail and he lost his sister. No one wants to go through that. You get what I mean? And you know, even being in jail, and Don, I'm hearing Donny talk about stuff like, you can't even talk on the phone like that. Imagine that. You can't even talk to your family like that on the phone, and you just lost your sister.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's pain. I can't even wish that on my worst enemy, bro. That's pain, man.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the
oh shit, man's just doing hella spoiler. Sorry. It's
what you're saying. I'm familiar with.
That's some free promo for him, then, innit? You get me? That's some free promo for him.
I'm familiar with the majority of his story. Like, one of my guys used to move heavy with him. So, but yeah, like, it's good that Link Up's doing stuff like this, because obviously prior to this, they done the whole chip thing with
Shots Fired. Was it called Shots Fired?
What was that?
Chip, Tiny, Youngin.
What was that?
Shots Fired.
Link Up's last documentary, which kind of,
it was a really good documentary, that one.
Yeah, but you know, I think it got taken down because I think Chip's team wasn't really too happy of Chip's depiction on that.
Obviously, just in me, I didn't think he came across bad in that. Like, you were the victor. Like, you looked like King Kong during that whole thing.
I think, like, in the build up of that documentary, you know, regardless of the end, we knew who the victor was. But I think, like, there were certain scenes where they made him seem like he was like a small boy, and I think they didn't like it, because at the end of the day, before you bring out something about man, at least give me the liberty of having a look at it first.
That's fair, but you can't at the same time I think the perception, unless this is off the record, on the record, is that Donny can be a bit sensitive, innit?
Yeah.
So what then happens is like, are you really doing that? Because you can't always control the narrative.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're putting this documentary. At the end of the day, it's got you in it, so I can understand why you want to maybe micromanage it. But if you're that upset, put out your own documentary.
Yeah.
You control all your full narrative. Put your
But he
music out
doesn't
on your
want
own channel.
I think the whole premise is that I didn't want a documentary. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but if the people want it, the people want it. It's one of them things, bro.
Yeah.
Because even watching, like that's one thing I want to touch on here, is that it's going to be interesting to see how Link Up as a channel and Rashid personally navigates all the stuff. Because now you're carrying the burden of documenting our stories. Yeah. I'm watching this C Biz documentary, and obviously referenced him going in jail and losing his sister. That was a big talking point. But prior to that, the big talking point was the whole beef, innit? So my thing when I'm looking, I can't lie, I'll be honest, but I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna work when you've got to do music videos for other side or other man that my man has alleged issues with. I won't mention any names, innit? How is that gonna work? And I don't envy Donny trying to navigate those problems, innit? Because I've seen him being on other people's blocks shooting videos. So how does that work when you got a documentary and my man is saying what he's saying on there? I'll say the quote, innit? Respect my gangster like your brother did. That's keeping it real, but it's like, that's almost, for me, it's like a part of me appreciates that, but I'm also like, we could have left that one out.
Though that's slightly direct.
We could have left that one out, because that there is because it is, even me having this conversation, I could be instigating problems. Like that becomes a talking point. It's like, raw, my man said such and such on.
But then think about how much stuff he must have said that they didn't even put in there.
Possibly, yeah, that might be true.
Because the way he was talking,
he was very free.
You get me? Like he was saying everything, like not everything, but you get what I mean. He wasn't.
He didn't sugarcoat. He didn't hold back. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
knowing Rashid.
Vans, talk the truth, bro. Are you telling me the truth?
This is what he wants. He loves this game. He loves this game, bro.
Okay,
word
cool.
to ever, innit? Like, because I saw him a couple of weeks before the Chip one came out, and he was telling me, yo, I've got this documentary coming out. It's like, there's some people that are not gonna like it, but I'm doing this for the people because this is what the people want. And there's no point doing this and, you know, beating around the bush and sugarcoating it. I've just got to give it with what it is. If I'm gonna give you the premium content, then this is what it has to be. So like, I'm not surprised that he hasn't taken things out of the final edit, because you got to think about what the talking point is.
And that's a big talking point.
That's the main thing people wanted to know.
And that's the main talking point, because we've seen a lot of
the beef.
Yeah, man, because we see like a lot of documentaries all the time, but some of them just,
this is too close
a
to
lot of
man's
them are
reality.
watered down.
Like in my opinion, like this is like the closest documentary that a man's seeing to the actual life that man them live on these streets for real. Like
And
this ain't a cartel in Mexico or
So we're not far removed. This is right in the
you
corner.
get me? This ain't Frank Lucas in America doing all of this. This is a man on the ends, Northwest London or in London. You get me? Doing this and that. That's why it's so much more interesting, because it's reality.
And if you want to produce it well, like there's nothing better than having it being produced well and still giving you the real. Because there's a lot of documentaries out here that are produced well, polished, whatnot, but then they leave a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
Then you're thinking like, what's the point? What was the point of this documentary?
And we complain about different docs. I'm like all the SPAC Nation documentaries. Like you didn't go and give us the juice that we wanted. So maybe we're part of the problem, innit? Because like I said, even at me bringing up this part of the documentary, I could be aiding that problem, but it's what we want. We want that unfiltered rawness.
It's what the
and like I said, Donny was very ready to give it. And aside from that, what we'll say is Northwest man love grills, bruv. Them man love grills.
05, you know, 05. Mad.
They was moving like real Yankees on their block, bruv.
That's mad.
See shining A.
Yeah.
What you mean?
A man's thinking now it's like couple from like, let's say 2 years ago, it's like a mad fashion trend now. People getting grills, doing this and that. You get me? Then you think about it, like, raw, so that man was actually doing it 15 years ago.
Yeah, you can see that man from
Regular.
a mile away.
You get me?
Northwest thing, 'cause I thought South was like more gold teeth.
Yeah, gold tooth.
Yeah, nah, the Northwest man definitely had the grills thing. You could see them from a mile away. Yeah, man. It's got over there, but the man was smiling regardless.
Them man,
You know, man gets their first goal to the act.
Smiling for no
their mouth
reason,
never
you
closed
know?
after that.
Do you
Trust
know what I
me.
mean? But
Bro.
yeah,
They had a pattern block though, but you see it. That's actually projects. You get me? Like, it's actually projects. You're seeing it like when you're seeing a documentary, you're seeing raw. Even little things in the documentary, you're like raw. Look at the way the condition that the block's even in. Like in this day, not to mention what it was like probably back then. You get me? Then man's cutting through west, southwest or whatever. I ain't seen blocks like that. You get me? Like man's cutting through Kensington, Chelsea or whatever, high end of Battersea or whatever.
It depends where you are though, because if you're young, it's like he knows our generation, bro. You went Ellsbury back in the day. That ain't a nice estate to be in, bro. Like,
But that's like now though.
like now, even now, it's
There's
not
just more apartments than that. They've
like how it looks like.
even worse.
Yeah, bro. You see in bullet holes. You see in.
Put it this way, my parents have spoken to me about living in North Peckham Estate back in the day. Like, I remember the time my dad one time he's like, bro, you're small boy, you don't know anything. He's like, bro, like he wasn't on the roads, but he's like, you don't understand what it was really like. So imagine trying to navigate that. And I like that he's spoken like there was a time period prior to people falling out that like everybody was coming to the same ends. They were hanging out. Man went to the same schools. They were brethren, and then the ends. Something happens now, and the ends are just
Bare hood
split,
politics.
you know, and how easy it is to get from that. Like even him saying he wasn't born there. He moved there at a certain point, and there was a time period when obviously we look at him as a certain way. When he was saying that I like that he was honest that even he couldn't really walk through the block like that. He had to go through a certain way before he became cowboy, became such and such that could be outside. Like, and a lot of us can relate to that. Like, imagine you want to go home, but like you have to walk a certain way because you're trying to avoid some possibilities over there. You know?
Yeah, like it was very real after a certain point. Like there was something major that happened, and then it just changed things like forever.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, and then when it goes to a certain place that you can't take back, it's just a knock-on effect, and then everyone else starts inheriting certain things, other people's issues. So then you've got certain youths that don't even really know what they're fighting for, but they just know that this is the way of life.
Yeah, just inherit it. We don't like that man over there, and it just is what it is.
You don't even know why.
They don't know why. They don't know the back end of the story.
That's just how
And
it
even
is.
if you do know why, you don't really have.
It's not even legitimate like that.
It's not legitimate. Like, you don't have close ties to what the incident was 15 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, you were running around in the sandbox.
What? I'll be real.
No, I got it, but like, I didn't want to go
He kind of
Yeah.
explained the fact that this beef, like, let's say, originated from his peoples. You get me? Like his time. Like, you know, now it's like even 5 years ago, it's like this beef still started God knows how many years ago, and it's like you start to picture and work out like it must have something to do around so and so and so. You get what I mean?
Certain deaths, certain things.
You know what I mean? And one thing I can say as well is like even comparing different areas, like let's say south to northwest or whatever. Now you'll be thinking like let's say these northwest man or north man, like they're still beefing the same areas that was beefing 15, 20 years ago actively. And you come to south, it's like everyone's turned on each other. You get me? Everyone's beefing people.
Interblock beef.
You get me, bro? Like everyone's beefing people that were standing with a couple years ago. Like I don't know if it's different on the different sides of the river. You get me? But it's like that's just how.
South, we're very big as well. We're very big in it.
South is mad, man. It's mad. I'm not gonna lie, and I can never say it's the same as other areas. The South is a difficult place to grow up in. Man can't lie.
Yeah,
we do got to give thanks, mummy's prayers, boy.
Nah, trust me, man. Trust me, man. For people that are religious, you know what those prayers are doing for you behind closed doors.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Stupid boy, you won't want to come to church on Sunday.
Hey, man. You see me? I had my excuse. I had football in it. I didn't even have to go on a Sunday. Had my way out, but before that, every single week, week in, week out.
Nah, bro, I can relate to like these man will know like we be on the block and that. And my pops will come in the Mitsubishi,
Trust me, it's
purple
mad.
thing, and he ain't care about the embarrassment. He's like getting the back in it, and in a weird way, it's like, this isn't a rule of thumb for everybody, but it offered me a certain level of grounding. I didn't want to disappoint them. I didn't like pride and like how you look in front of your peers. For our community, it's a big deal, innit? So I didn't want to. I just didn't want to put that on them, innit? And a little bit, I was shook. I was a little bit shook as well. Sometimes fear can help, innit? I was just like, I I'll give this a miss.
No, trust. Even when man was young and that, man, let's say man's living in a circle and that man's coming back from church. Obviously, I went to a white garment church, innit? So obviously, I'm coming back from
prayers,
church,
bro.
You get? I'm coming back from
Apostle.
church. I'm coming back from church, bro. No shoes, white garment on. You get me? Like, obviously, African parents not caring. They'll hop out on a recce, go to the shop or whatever. Let everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, people
Garment
ain't really
flowing in the wind,
understanding.
boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man's growing up, seeing all these things. I'll be real. I wouldn't even say it's embarrassing, innit? But you get me? Certain people not understanding it and that. Just makes
Cultural differences,
different.
isn't it?
Yeah,
cultural
100%.
differences. Yeah. Even when I see them now, it's funny. Like, I remember when I was coming through Peckham and I just see them outside the shop. I was like, oh, look at them. But deep down, like, bro, those are my people, man. I can't even act like I'm like we come from that, innit? You know. So.
100%.
This is what it is. But yeah, man, Vans, hit up Rashid, man. Get him on here. We need to have a chat, man.
Yeah,
I want to see how he navigates. I want to see
he's
the other
a
side.
funny,
If he does if he does videos with them, like that thing is heavy as the head, bro. Because like you can't straddle the fence now, innit? You pick the people or the artist, innit? And you're gonna. Some people are gonna be upset with along that journey.
Yeah,
you know?
nowadays, like, he's trying to make himself less visible as possible.
Yeah, but everyone knows who Rashid is, bro. You can't hide.
Yeah.
We know who you are. But now that's just to kind of put a full stop on it. I think it's good that we've got people from our scene documenting these things. You know, so it'd be dope. I'll be interested. Who would you guys like to see? Or what would you like to see documentary wise? I know I'm putting people on the spot. What would you like to see?
I want to see Nines' side of things. You get me? I won't even lie, man. I'm straight in.
That's just how everyone else is gonna see it. Though. They want to see Nines' interview.
But he's not gonna do. I don't think he's gonna do one.
I don't think he should. I think he should. I think he should do what he's been doing with regards to the films as promo prior to the albums. Because you know, it's not a disrespect to C Biz. He isn't in the upstage of his career currently.
Yeah,
in regards
100%.
to like his white hot moment was the game's mine and the songs out at the time. You know, he can build it back. I believe he can still get back to that.
Even
space.
this is relevance for him. This is in its own words.
I hope music is coming soon. I've heard that and seen that he's one of his main producers, Six Figure Music. Yeah, he's actually a good cold spirit as well. One of the coldest. People don't know. He's coming back as well.
He's one of like the best like
mixers,
engineers in the game, fam. Like, especially when it comes to that type of music, like UK rap,
that trap rap,
like he will make your thing sound proper.
He's made Stormzy sound hella crispy.
Do you know what I
mean?
mean?
He's made Gigs sound hella crispy. All the people over there, he's done stuff for TD Ness, H Monet. They're like,
I'll rate his thing, fam. Like, even in like one of his last projects,
Chosen One EP, innit?
That one. But yeah, fam, like it'll be interesting to see. Like, I mean, Nines is at the height of his career. Congratulations to him. Number one album in the country.
Number one. I swear it's only Dave and Stormzy that's done that.
Yeah,
as far as
Dave
from
rap
like
goes.
UK rap scene. Only Dave and Stormzy that's done that. That's a mad.
Coming from
move.
Northwest and area that.
It's his genre of rap as well.
And he's speaking it like, obviously it's mad because you'll think, raw. Some of the stuff he's saying, how's this on radio? But it's still on radio and he's still getting a national number one.
But
From
the culture, don't you? You got to play our stuff, bro.
But it's good to know that it's getting taken in a lot more now. You know what I mean? Like I swear, I can't talk the most about it, but I swear back then you wouldn't be hearing as much violent music as you're hearing.
You want to hear
now
certain references. Like people felt like to be on the radio, they'd have to go and, no disrespect, maybe go to Lethal B, right? Like if you wanted to get the Radio 1 plays, whatever, there was that. Right? And the thing is, radio plays is still important, but it's not the be all and end all. If your fans love you, they're gonna go and stream your music. And like, numbers wise, it's not like the era of like 200,000 the first week. You'd be surprised what people actually sold when you count the streams and physical copies. It's not that much. So the margins for you to go top 10, top 20, top 5, number one, they're small.
That's even bringing me on.
And if you come out on the right week.
With even 6ix9ine, I saw something I think earlier on today.
Yeah, he was complaining about like how he's not like Apple, Spotify,
like he's
none of the streaming sites.
I saw that one that they blacklisted him from, like when you go on the pages and that his stuff won't be suggested or whatever. But then I saw something else about what he sold for his album or whatever.
Oh,
it's like they're saying the buyers ain't authentic anymore because he's got I think like top 10 or top 50 or whatever like that. But yet none of his songs in his album are on like the top 50 Billboard or you know those things there, like,
or any of the playlists.
You know what I'm trying to say, like, just get a man thinking.
Bro, you know what it is? I didn't really want to talk about Donny, but what it is in my mind is just good to see, bro, because it was never going to last.
I don't think he's gonna last, man. He's
like in terms of like the buzz, like coming back, obviously it was big that he's back for some people on the internet, and it becomes such a talking point. All the real niggas wanted to speak about snitching. You got snitches in your video. You're so worried about 6ix9ine. You know, yeah, he's a good talking point. It makes you look so great, and like everyone's got like their knickers in the twist. He's someone that he just thrives on attention. If you just ignore him, it will eventually go away. He's not signed to like a big label anymore. He's not got like WME behind him. Like he's a risk for a lot of people, innit? I'm seeing him like footage of podcasts like Gilly the Kid,
I saw that one today, you know,
where he's basically DM'd them. I think that's authentic. DM them asking to get an interview.
They didn't really need to.
What to tell us?
Yeah.
I think they did because they need to ruin his image.
I think real. I like that they've done it in a time period where like he's basically not sold what he should have sold. So it's all nice doing it now because like he's going in a down period, innit? And then after, just ignore him because that person just needs attention. There's a reason why he wants to go and speak to street guys because it's going to give him more attention. Standing close to the street is what got him
in his position
at the forefront anyway. He ratted on the street guys. He came back. He made himself look at the victim, and I do understand that to a certain degree. I don't care what anybody says. He was in that to a certain degree within that. But now you're home now. Remember, he can't go and do shows. His thing was like he would have been in like your Croatia, all over Europe and that. You know, like kids mosh pitting. Kids that don't even like rap, they like 6ix9ine, innit? It's that type of audience.
Even the Latin audience.
Yeah,
as well,
and he's got different pockets. He's got the Latin audience to sit in, like, but he can't go out and tour. Like he's a risk, innit? Who's gonna book him? Like and also, it's good this is happening because the money's gonna dry up because it's expensive
and
to have security for someone like this. And if you're not bringing money like that, bro, don't get it twisted, bro. Don't surprise the security line him soon.
Have you seen that security?
Humans are human beings. Bills have got to be paid, bro.
His security is lethal.
Hey, they're big dudes, but
lethal.
Hey, bullets are big too, bro.
Nah, but bro, I'm seeing like the security he's got one of those security firms that are.
He needs that.
You get me?
Yeah, like, that's what he needs. He needs all of that, bro.
Nah, that's definitely not cheap. He's due to run out of money soon.
Yeah, it's coming, man.
Boy.
Unless he brings something further along the lines that.
Yeah, no, that's not.
You get me? Like.
Well, strangest thing to happen, but if he goes number one, he's not going to shut up on the gram, innit?
Nah, man, I don't.